The nurse who broke the rules. The rain had been falling in Tacoma since late afternoon, silver streaks shimmering under flickering streetlights as Lena Morris clocked out from another exhausting shift. Her body ached, her mind craved the quiet of her small apartment, and she was seconds from stepping into the downpour when the glass doors of St. Helena's Clinic burst open. A police officer stumbled inside, cradling a bleeding German shepherd in his arms. The canine's hind leg was soaked in blood, leaving a crimson trail across the white tile. "Please help him," the officer begged, laying the dog on a gurney. Lena's eyes found the wound deep, jagged, bleeding fast. Animal treatment wasn't her jurisdiction, and hospital rules were clear. Injured service animals must be transferred to a vet immediately. But as she met the dog's pained gaze, she knew she couldn't turn him away. "Bring him into treatment too," she said. Under harsh fluorescent light, Lena worked with steady hands, cleaning the wound and stitching muscle and skin back together. Outside, the officers paced anxiously. One muttered, "They're not going to like this," but neither stopped her. When the final knot was tied, the canine let out a shuddering breath. His tail thumped faintly, a quiet thank you. Lena didn't know it yet, but that decision, acting against the rules in the name of compassion, would cost her everything. The next morning, the hospital director handed her a thin envelope. "Unauthorized treatment. Misuse of medical supplies. Effective immediately. You're terminated. No hearing. No chance to explain." Just a cold dismissal. She packed her few belongings in silence, walked out into the damp streets, and went home to a life that felt abruptly hollow. The following day, a firm knock pulled her from her thoughts. When she opened the door, the entire street was lined with patrol cars. And there he was, Max, the canine she'd saved, standing tall, bandaged leg gleaming white against dark fur. His handler stood beside him, but it was the precinct captain who stepped forward. "You didn't just save a dog," he said. "You saved one of us." On cue, every officer on the street raised their hands in salute. The drizzle fell silently as Lena stood in her doorway, tears blurring her vision. For the first time since being fired, she didn't feel invisible. She felt seen. By afternoon, her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. A shaky cell phone video of the salute had gone viral, flooding the internet with gratitude and outrage. Officer Daniels, Max's handler, called to tell her a fundraiser had been started in her name. She tried to refuse. He insisted it was too late. Within days, the total hit $400,000. A week later, the hospital called. The board had reconsidered and offered her job back, same pay, same benefits. She thought of the thin envelope sliding across the desk, of how quickly they discarded her. "No," she said simply, and hung up. Hours later, another call came. Dr. Samuel Pierce, director of Evergreen Medical Center. "What caught my attention wasn't the headlines," he told her. "It was the way you acted. Skill matters, but compassion is what makes a healer. I'd like to offer you a position, one where you can act in the best interest of your patients without fear of punishment." This offer felt different, real, respectful. She smiled for the first time in days. "I'll consider it," she said. Months later, sunlight streamed into Evergreen's glass atrium as Lena moved confidently through the hospital she now called home. Patients knew her by name. Colleagues trusted her judgment. Then she saw him, Max, walking beside Officer Daniels, strong, healthy, tail wagging. Lena crouched, rubbing behind his ears. "You look good," she whispered. The $400,000 raised in her name sat untouched in a foundation she'd created, the Max Foundation, to fund emergency treatment for injured service animals. Her life had changed completely. Not because of money or recognition, but because she'd refused to let fear stop her from doing what was right. That night in the rain had not been the end. It had been the beginning. If you enjoyed the story of Lena, Officer Daniels, and Max, the brave canine, share it with someone who believes compassion is